Oh, good morning, cat. Oh, that was a good last night, babe. Mwah. Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome to another video here on AbbsterTCG on this beautiful Monday. I hope everyone's start of the week is going well. Today I'm going to do another how to dunk video. I've seen a lot of you like them. And today I'm actually going to focus on how to dunk Lucci. Now I think most of you think it's a good matchup to play against. And I would say that you should almost win like almost every game against the deck if you play 100% correctly. But I feel like for some of the people that maybe are not that experienced with Teach need some guidance on how to do it. So this is the list I'm playing right now. I think I played this for the last video. As I'm not having any big tournaments coming up in OP09, I'm trying to experiment with some tech cards. Maybe we could slot some of them in for OP10. And if I get into like a bigger tournament in 09, I will probably change the list some to be more standard. But for now, I'm still trying the Shockwave. I think it has been working really well, surprisingly good into the other matchups than intended, because the effect to go for 2 dons and to gain 4k for a battle is really good. When your opponent goes for game, you can often use it to bait them out to overextend and attack you with, for example, blockers, and I've ended up winning a lot of games with it. So I still think it's good. And a lot rest of the list is fairly standard. One question I got a lot is about Laboon. I reckon it's expensive in a lot of countries. I think in Europe it's like 15 euros, so it's not that expensive here. But I've seen some people asking if it's really needed. Right now I think you have to play 4. I originally played 3, but I changed my mind on this because it's so good into Purple Luffy, which I still think is one of the harder matchups for the deck. So that's the reason why I still play 4. For O10, I think there's arguments to cut it down some. I've seen a lot of lists in Japan maximum running 2, maybe 3. And I will try to experiment with version without it and with it. But I feel like maybe we don't need it in O10 because we get the Kusan together with Augur, so we can do some combos there. But also in this video I will just try to find the Lucci players in the normal, because if I'm going to Q ranked it will take a long time to find enough Luccis to play against. So also keep in mind that these players may be new to Lucci, so don't roast them in the comments, be kind. And the goal with this video is not to say if I win or lose, it's just for me to explain how I think when I play against Lucci, and hopefully you can apply it on your games, for example in locals or maybe in bigger events too. So hopefully we're going to try to find a Lucci player. Okay, now it's working. This may take a while, so I may do some edits and cut in this video. We will see. And maybe I'll actually try to play some against Smokey too, because I think Smoker is a little bit harder to play against than Lucci, because they got the Tashigi and more answers for you. So we find a Lucci player. He is going to go second, which is good for him. We find 2 Shigan, Finger Gun, 1 Augur, 1 Teach, and 1 This Is My Age. There's 2 cards I'm looking for this matchup. So in Teach, which come up in a long time, and This Is My Age, which is a Searchers that can get us to more of the Burgess. But I don't like this hand at all because we see no stage, we don't see any other consistency cards, so we're going to mulligan. This hand is a little bit worse, but we will try to win from here. So we are just going to pass, because play around a lot of his things that kill the smaller stuff. So in this case we will probably play Doc Q next turn to get rid of his panda and bait him to attack on it, so we can cycle another card, because he does not know our hand, that it's not that good. So we want him to actually kill the Doc Q, just so that we can see another card. So first off we're going to go 6. It's always good to attack before showing the place. In this matchup, when talking about leader, I'm only looking to do it from turn when he gets to the Don to do Moria and above that. The reason why is because I don't see any other on plays being that dangerous. The most threatening one actually is Brook. So there are arguments to actually do it on turn 6 if Brook gets more popular. And if they don't play Brook, it's still not a waste of a card, because you may be blocking a Sabo or a Rebecca or a Lucci, so you're actually getting some value at least for doing it. But in general, Lucci is a good matchup also because you can you start to use your leader a lot later in the game, which means that you can stock up on more cards. So he's actually going to do a good play here, going face. Maybe he will have Brook to kill it, or maybe even a Lucci. But I think it's good that he also goes face, because we will see 2 more cards, 3 more cards even with the card draw if he kills Doc Q, and it may be a Burgess, so we'll take it and we'll find a Banauger. It's decent in his spot, so he's going to go Khalifa. That's okay, so he's not going to get rid of the Doc Q, which is interesting. But we don't even have a Burgess here. But in this scenario, I'm going to go Augur and I'm going to kill Khalifa, because one of the only ways that the Lucci player wins against you is if he can go aggressive on you and catch you off guard. So I will KO the Khalifa, and we will have 2 bodies to draw his card, and we maybe can get to some Burgess, and hopefully we can drop 2 Burgess on turn 9 before we start to change the teach. So we're going to drop Augur, and we're going to KO the Khalifa. He's going to 6 down. Brook is a problem because it trashes, so we won't draw. But looking, yeah, maybe plays it. If, for example, if you see Kaku, I think there's less probability of him, the 5-cost Kaku, not this one, the other Kaku. There's less probability of him playing Brook, because I think those are competing for the same spot. But we will see if you get punished or not. But after this turn, we're looking to trash every turn, except if it's not needed or if you can't do it, just to block his Moria. Because Moria is also a broken card, which will net him too much. So he's going to go 7, maybe into Van Augur here. There's an option for him to go face, but I think leaving Augur will get him punished. So here we actually also have to think a little bit if we want to keep the Augur or not. Most likely we're going to counter out to keep the Augur, because we don't have anything else to put on board right now. And if he kills both, then we will see 3 more cards, but I don't think the risk is worth it. So I think we will keep him, and we can also go aggressive with him. Okay, so he's going to go for a Rebecca, take the Brook, and he will KO the Doku, which actually we want at this point, because we want to see more cards. And as we will start swinging with Augur, we won't decrease with him, so the Doku won't come up as much anymore this game. So we'll find the Hachi, which is really nice. So we're going to try to dig, and we find the Burgess. Lovely. So here I think I want to kill the Brook, and because if we swing at the Brook, we also get more value of our swings if he's looking to defend it. So if you swing at leader at 5, then he takes a lot less resources to protect. And also, I think there's better to let him have cards in life, because when we get to late game, we can kill super fast, so he gets less cards to work with. So we're going to swing a 6 at the Brook. If I would bend the Lucci, I would let it go, and then I probably would take, just to see more cards. And he knows that I got the Burgess, so the Burgess is small right now though, so in this case also we could think if we... Okay, so we're probably going to attack the Brook, but there could be some arguments to leave the Augur up, so we got the Augur with the finger gun, or the pistol. But I don't think it will matter. If he goes for a big drop, he won't be able to kill the Augur. Yeah, he will if it's a Jack, but I think it's fine if it's a Jack, so I think I will just go 7 here to kill off the Brook. then we will drop the Burgess, and then we will probably trash a Shockwave because it's not that good into this matchup, except for being a big counter that comes up in late game. But looking at your hand, we have triple teach, so the only spot we're probably going to use it is next turn, because after that we will start to change the teaches. So it's going to go 5 at lead here. He's most likely going to drop a Moria, and we'll find the fidget spin Giraffe. As I said, best card in the game, Giga Broken, Giga Shad. He's going for a kick, so he's probably playing Yak then, which also is fine for us. The dream here would be if we found the Laboon or a Augur together with the Liberation, but now it's impossible to do. Okay, so here we could actually try to don up and attack hard on Yak with the Burgess and try to leave 2 don up for the Shockwave. So if he's trying to attack hard into Burgess, we can protect it. So I think we're going to start with the Hachi, pitching a Doku. Okay, so we are going to find another Burgess. So there's also some arguments to drop double Burgess. But the problem there is that if he goes for Kaido next turn, he can kill one, and then we can swing with this, and then he will have some big bodies. So I think we're trying to answer Jack, and he goes Kaido, then we can play Teach on it. Oh no, maybe it's a lot better to drop the Burgess here, because then we will have more bodies to swing with. Yeah, so we will go for this is my age. We will find a Shiryu. I think in this case we want a 2k. We're going 5 at lead. He's no, maybe he's going to guard it. So he has dropped 2 Morias, so maybe there's 0 Morias in his hand, but I think he's went through half his deck, so the probabilities he has Moria in hand. So I think we're just going to do this, and we're going to drop a finger gun, and then we will pass. So this is a perfect board state for us, so we are going to change the teaches while we have a lot of bodies we can swing with. And we also 1 card from pumping up to 8, so there's maybe some cases we can go hard on the Yak next turn if he attacks with it. But I think we are looking to close out this game in like 3 turns. So he's going to go 5 at lead, which means that he will swing with Yak, so I don't think we want to take it. So we are only going to take 1 life, so if he goes for like a bigger card this turn, then we are not in lethal range next turn if we have 2 life, because we will stun 1 and we will start to swing with the Burgess. So the only card here we really don't want him to have is the Kaido, but if he has it, it's not the end of the world, because we have the answers in hand for it. So he's going to go 8 at lead. We will take, we'll find a finger gun. We could actually use it here just to get some more cards in grave. So we are at 12, so we pitch with stage, so we go 13, and then we can discard the leaders, we got 14. So we won't pump the Burgesses. So I think this is actually a reasonable thing just to do it, to get some cards to grave, to pump this up. Because 1 card to get 3k extra on board is actually really good, also for the long term, and then we can actually also start to threaten the Yak next turn, or he'll have to have a lot of 2ks in hand. So as when playing against this matchup, this is what you're looking for, just to get up the Burgess, start to pump them, answer his board, and don't go too low on life when you're going to start to drop the your teaches. So he's going to go for a Tempest Kick and Kaido, just to cycle a card. I think it maybe would have mattered to be keeping Tempest Kick in his hand if he has another Kaido, so that next turn he could have went for Kaido and killed the teach. So I think we will start to go Hachi on a, this is my age. We will find a Burgess, but it won't matter right now, but it's a counter at least. Then we are going to go 5 at his leader. So if he takes it, we will go aggressive on him and maybe get 2 life more, and then we can set up lethal for next turn. But if he will guard it, then I think we're going to swing at the Yak to get rid of it, stun the Kaido, and then it's super hard for him to come back. So I think we are in a really good position either way. Yeah, so we're just going to see what he does. And he has gone through triple Moria, but I think we're still going to keep leader up, because we're probably ending the game in 2 turns, so we're not going to need a third teach, it will just stick in hand. And if we discard with leader, then we're 1 card from getting this up to 5k, so if he had swings, we can guard with the birdies and then maybe surprise him with getting those up with 2, so it's a pseudo 2k in this case too. And then they also get over Kaido. So we are going on Yak here. If he guards both, maybe that's a little bit cringe, but yeah, so he's probably doing it, but that's also fine because he's really low on cards. And he most likely will just take 1 damn. Okay, so he's going to let it go. We're going to do this, and then we will pitch a teach. So it's not in lethal range next turn, but we will probably swing with this and put him down at least with 2 life, and then we'll have a lot of big bodies so we can go for lethal next turn. Also keep in mind against a deck like Lucci, who plays a lot of non-counters in the deck, because he plays a lot of big cards. So if he has like 8 cards in hand and you have to go for lethal, don't be afraid to do it, because he may be sitting with a lot of bricks, but that's only if you have to go for lethal. So if like, okay, I will probably lose if I don't go for lethal, and I will probably lose if I go for lethal, I think it's better to go for lethal against this deck, because he may be sitting with a lot of bricks. So it's going to cycle with Tempest Kick, and it's going to decrease the teach. So yeah, because it does not matter if he is going to decrease this, so this is not giving us any info what he can do. But if he has a Kaido, he will go down 2 cards. We will probably throw the Burgess. He will attack 5 at lead, and then we'll go and teach next turn. Then pin 1 of the Kaidos, and we will have 1 life, and then we'll have 2 swings, and we will guard 1. Yeah, so okay, so he's going 14 at the Burgess here. Completely fine for us. So we're going to let it go. And then we'll find a Liberation, which actually is a good card if we want to go for lethal in the future. So we are doing this. So if he takes, then we are going to put him at 1 life this turn with these 2. We'll put up a teach, and then we will I think we can do this, just to get more cards. I think we should not have done it, because we could have gotten really punished if we got no cards. So we're going to put him down to 1 life. And then we are going to teach him like this, and then we're going to pitch the Van Auger so he does not do anything cheeky, and then we have Liberation if he sets up multiple blockers next turn, and then we're probably having math with the rest of the board. So this is a perfect example how you want to play into Lucci. So prioritize finding searchers early, especially the stage, because the stage will give you a lot of searches so you can find your birdies. And then stock up on the birdies. I would say don't swing with them if you can't really protect them, and then just go to late game and just close him out. So as I've been talking about, I think birdies is the best card in this deck, and I think it's really, I think a lot of people need to learn how to use this card better. I think people may be using it to attack too early, being too aggressive, for example into Shanks. I heard some people thinking like, okay, I need to attack Shanks with 6 scare turn, but you don't, because when you get to late game, then your big swingers will just kill him in 2 turns. So you could compare it to NL a little bit, how to play, because NL often kills in the later turns. So it's going to go 12. We don't have any counters, so we let it go, but he only has 2 done. So we have mathematically game here. So it's going to swing 12. If we're going to guard, and we attack, and then So this is game here. So if he, okay, so playing Kakus. Okay, so he's going to disconnect. Yeah, it's not that fun to play against Teach as that deck. So we're going to try to find. Okay, we find him again, but I don't think he want to play. So if we don't find any soon, I will probably edit in between the games here. Yeah, so if I don't edit, how's your Monday been going? What are your goals for this week? Trying to be cliche here, or what it's called, to farm some interaction too in the comments, because I've heard if you want to be a YouTuber, you need a lot of comments. So please comment down below. Question of the day: favorite food. And with the food, I also want to hear your favorite gravy or sauce or whatever it's called. Personally, for me, when I'm eating, I'm a big fan of having a lot of sauce. And in Sweden we have this one called bearnaisesauce, which is really good. If you want to try a real good Swedish treat, I would say bearnaisesauce, or bea as we call it, is the best. I don't know if they have it at IKEA, maybe they do. But shout out also to the Swedish meatball on IKEA too. So the simulator is crashing for us now. It did not want us to show the full power and unleash the wrath of Teach on the poor little Lucci players, and that's understandable by the simulator. So Batsu is saving you guys. So I will just exit and go back to the sim. So I will probably edit some. Okay, so we are back against another Lucci here. Okay, so yeah, this is how to win. Just queue into them and they will concede. So this is it for the win. Just kidding, guys. We will try to find another one, so it's him again, so he will leave. So he's looking for a game. Maybe we could do a Moria and do this video as how to beat other black decks, but I want to have Lucci because Moria is not a threat, and I have not played against Moria too much, so maybe I will embarrass myself, and that's also not good for the viewers. People will call me trash and then dislike the video, and that's my nightmare, you disliking the video. I actually got like one dislike on one of the other videos, and it kept me up all night crying. So we have a smoker here. We could actually do a smoker in this video too, and then I put smoker in it too. So in general against smoker, I think we want to go second too, because we will black hole on his Tashigi turn if we have the Burgess. Okay, so this hand, I like this hand. I like to see cards, and we're going to fill up the grave, and we have a Teach, which is good. So we're going to keep, because we resolved 2 of these on the first turn. He will mulligan, which is good, and he's playing a kind of a bricky deck, so a lot of them will mulligan. So we will take a Lafitte for next turn. So we are just going to try to dig for the Burgesses and put up the army of them. As I said, best card in this deck by far, after Tempest Kick Sky Slicer, of course. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So he's going to go brand new with the lit as head, and then we're going to take. You see, we find the slicer, of course, and then we draw a double slicer because the card is so good. It wants to be in our hand. So first off, I think we're going for a Lafitte. We find the Burgess. We will go for This Is My Age. We'll find the stage. We will take another Burgess. So I don't think we will drop the Burgess next turn, because if we do, we have to protect it from the Tashigi. So we are probably looking to drop double Burgess on 8 on, and then we can chain a Teach to it turn after, so we can start swinging with them. And yeah, he's 5 on turn. I'm not afraid of any on plays, so we're just going to pass. He's probably going here, then going face, and we have to think if we want to guard it or not. If it's it will probably be okay. So if you're not going to use all the Don, he misplayed here. because Smokey can go up to a 7k. If he puts a Don under it and decreases the Lafitte, but maybe he's going a Sabo or something. Okay, he's going Brook, and if he goes 7 here, yeah, so he could have been a swing in 8, and we will take. We will find another Burgess, so we're probably dropping a Burgess this turn, attacking brand new. But first we are going to cycle to look for more cards. We're going to take, this is my Aged, or My Era Begins, what it's called, to get even more cards in grave. Then we are going to swing a 6 here, because we're not going to use the Don, and we don't have 2 Don up to play the Shockwave. There were probably arguments though, because we had it, to keep This Is My Age, My Hand, to have Shockwave. If you attack with leader first, we can kill the Brook. So we have to go leader here, to play around the Tashigi. We are going to throw a Doku, I think. So we have Liberation up if he tries to go something fun with Yak. Though we need to find a Laboon to do it, but turns later we can actually do it. And if we don't need it, then we can just cycle it with Hachi or with leader. So it's always good to think like, okay, what can you do? We try to keep cards in our hand for it, and if we don't need them later, then we can just cycle them or pitch them with leader. So it's going to go Hina and Borsa and go 5 at lead. We are going to throw the Augur here, because we want to keep some life, to be healthy. So we could actually go Liberation on the Borsa, but I don't think it matters as much, because getting out double Burgess really pushes the game in our favor even more. So we are going to pitch the Liberation here. Maybe it's a misplay, we could have kept it, but I probably want to keep up Shockwave if he goes aggressive. So we will take the Lafitte, and then we will go 5 at lead. Hopefully he blocks, because then we can go hard at it. But I don't think he is going to. He's probably going to take 2 life. Maybe not, but we can pump the Burgess even more to attack 10 at it. So he has to throw 3 cards, and yeah. So, and he will most likely not do it. So I want to keep the 2Ks now, I think. Because, yeah, getting a cert is nice, but it won't matter as much. So we're going for double Burgess. And here again, it's a prime example how we win against other black decks. That's not the mirror. The mirror is a little bit different. But in the mirror, you also want to keep up the Burgess, but your opponent can actually answer them. And you also have to look for answers against his Burgesses. And my list right now is not the best into the mirror, as I've got Liberation down to 2. But playing in a bigger event, or maybe even locals, you're probably not going to face that many Teach players. So that's the reason why you don't need as many right now, I think. And also, for the mirror match, Sky Slicer is really good, because you can KV stage. And now I think more people are starting to run in this card, so it evens out it in the mirror. So here I'm probably going to guard, so if he goes hard with Brook, I can take it. So I don't drop 2 life, or have to throw a lot of cards. So, yeah, he will go 5 at us. It's fine, we'll just take. And maybe he's going Moria here. Yeah, he's going Moria, but it will not matter. So we are going to attack on the Brook with leader, because it yields value. If he throws a 2k here, instead of us going face, he can throw 1k. At this point, I want to clear the... Or if I go face with all of them, he will probably take all of them, and then we can go for lethal next turn. But then yeah, I think that's the best case to do. If you want to play it more safe, okay, we actually should have done this too before. Take the Doku and just pitch him to pump them. So in this case you could also go for the more safe play if you're not really sure if you can survive. I think he won't be able to kill us next turn. Maybe he will. It will be interesting to find out. But he has to use Dom to kill the Teach, and then we at least have counter for one of the attacks, and then we can swing for game with the Birds next turn. If he does not set up a lot of blockers, but if he sets up blockers, then he won't be able to kill the Teach. So then we have another big swing, and then we probably win the game. And in this case, we actually saw Liberation with the Hachi last when we looked, now when I think about it. And there are some arguments to take it and pitch maybe a Birdies instead. Or the Shockwave to have counter, and then we can Liberation his blocker. So we're going to counter out this attack, and he's going to go 5 again. We're going to block, so if he wants, he has to invest Dons and attack with the Brook. So I don't see any case or any scenario here where he can win this game. Double blocker, pins 2 of our attackers, but then we have 3, yeah, so double blockers actually saves in 1 turn, but he won't be able to kill us from there, I think. So we are looking really good here. So out of Smoker and Lucci, I think Smoker is the worst matchup actually, because the Tashigi card actually can threaten your Burgesses, and it's kind of a hard body to get rid of, because you need Laboon together with Doku instead of Van Auger to kill it, and dropping Laboons in this matchup just to kill Tashigi instead of a Yak if they play is worse in my opinion. So it's going to go 6 at lead, and having 2 done up, there's probably double Rebecca or something. So we are going to guard this one to be really safe for next turn. So he's going 1 Rebecca, and he's going a Borsalino. Okay, so I think we are just going to go face here and try to get out his blockers, and then we maybe kill one of these, and then we keep up the teach, and together with these 2 there's no way he goes for lethal, and then we can kill him the turn after. And so if he takes the life fast 2 here, we could also yeah, we could, no, we're not going to trash with leader this turn, so we can't pump the birds 1k more. So it's going to take, and then we're going to attack another one. So if he guards, it's fine. If he just takes, okay. So here, we could do this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 11. So if he can guard it, it's fine. If he blocks with Borsa, we could go 16 with Teach. Is it risky to do? It's a little bit risky if he has the nuts in his hand. So if we do this, then we could actually swing 14 with it. Maybe we're just doing this to get out the Borsa and keeping this up as a defense for his attacks. So we have, for example, this pinned. So then we just need to guard one of these. So we're going to do this, and he's most likely dropping the Borsa. If he guards and drops card, then we can go for game with the Teach. So he's just going to block. So mathematically 7, 9, 11, 13, 14. So if it's a lot of 2Ks, we could go for lethal, but I think I want to do the most safe play. I think this is 100%, and maybe going for lethal is less than 100%. So this play is probably better to do. But if you have the feeling, then you could go for game here. But if he has the counter, then he can kill us if we don't find good triggers or a lot of counter. So this is probably the best play. Also, Shockwave always kills one of these. So we actually have 2 cards pinned with the Teach and with Shockwave. So mathematically, if you can't remove Teach efficiently, yeah, I think he there's no way he's going to kill us from here, because if he remove Teach, then he has wasted Dons. And if he wastes Dons, then he can't swing with big numbers, and we will guard one and kill one of these. So I think this is the 100% play. So he is thinking some. So he's going 5 at leader here. I think we are just, yeah, we could do Shockwave, and then we're going to guarantee that he can't swing for lethal here. And then we are going to kill the Hina. Maybe it was better to kill the Brook, because if he goes double Ice Age and kills the Teach, that's an option for him. But either way, it's most likely lethal for us, because he won't be able to go for game, or going to kill like all of our board. So his list is a little bit interesting. He's playing the 6-cost Sakazuki. I think it's an underrated card. I tried to cook before 08 with King. I thought King would be broken, because essentially you could play Navy King, and so no stage, no Animal Kingdom cards, maybe some, but then you just go to Tendon with the deck, and then you draw 2 cards every turn. So then you get value from cards like Sakazuki and the 8 cost Sabo, because you discard but you will draw 2 cards. But in the end, that deck loses too hard to the more aggressive deck, and it's a 4 life leader. If it would be a 5 life leader, I think the deck would be a lot better. But now it is not, sadly. But I think that leader has potential for the future if it gets enough support. And I think there's some exploration to be done with it at this point. So now he's thinking, double blocker here does not matter. Killing the teacher and killing one Burgess does not matter. So he's going to kill one of the Burgess, and then probably killing another Burgess with Moria. And we're just going to go big number. Yeah, so he's kind of bricked up in his hand. And he's going to disconnect. We're going to try to find another. Okay, we had a Lucci here. Hopefully we're going to hope it... okay, hope it ain't did it. It surely is not. So he's going to rage quit. As I said, that's how we win against Lucci. They will just quit. So if you sit against a Lucci in locals, just stare at their face. And they are probably going to concede, like this guy is going to do. Just wait for it. Okay, no, he wants to play. He wants to get it. We found a Lafitte, Doku, Van Auger. So we could keep this if he's going for a... No, we're going to mulligan. Okay, so we get Giga Punish. We should probably have kept that hand looking at this. But I think these games are a lot more interesting to play than playing with the good hands, because in a tournament you won't see good hands every game, so you have to be able to win with hard bricks like this, and luckily we will find the Burgess. So we're not going to stick a stronger here either way, because it will get killed by the Brook. So we are going first, so we actually have answer for his Jack with... Oh, I misclicked. We don't have answer for his Jack. Forget what I said. So even if we misclick there, these scenarios can come up that we don't have Auger, for example. So we're just going to play it from here. But this may be a loss actually, because we throw it. But if we would have kept the Auger in hand, if he goes Jack at 8 on, then we can play Auger to get Liberation, to get rid of it. We're going to play Burgess and just pass. We get punished by Brook, but I don't think we can throw a card here, so yeah, this will maybe cost us the game if we don't find good cards. And we have double Fidget Spinner Giraffe in hand. It's a goated card, so we don't mind it being there either way. Well, we want it here, but in hand we can just pitch it. It's nice to look at. And also, when I read the manga when I was a kid, I really liked Kaku because I think he was looking so fun, especially with getting the Giraffe powers. So I enjoy playing this card even more because it's one of my favorite characters. So we're going to go Lafitte. That's nice, we find it. We're going to take Hachi here to dig for even more cards. And we're going to find a... Oh my god, this is a hard choice, but I think we're going to take a Van Auger just to be safe against the Jack. Yeah, so hopefully he's going to drop a Jack next turn. Yeah, there's nothing else we can do except probably going 9. Maybe he's going to block with Rebecca, which is kind of nice because then we're clearing bodies. And then we can attack his Kaku with a next turn. Okay, so he's going to take. We're going to throw the meat spin, and I'm going to pass. With attacking the Lafitte. It's fine. Bird just get pumped. Come on, drop the Yak now. Show us the Yak. Yes, there he is. So he's going 7. We will take Shiryu. Not the best, but we find a teach. Nice. So we're going to first pitch the Doku. Lafitte is the only option. So we are going to kill the Yak here. But first we're going to swing a 5. So he's probably pitching a card. Yes. And then we're doing this. And then we're doing this. And then we probably have to go leader here because Emoria gives him too much. It gives him a search and a body. Maybe we don't have to pitch here. So if he goes for Moria, he will get one search, and I think we are fine with it. And he will get a Helmeppo, which does not matter. So we actually are just going to pass. The Kaido here is kinda rough, but yeah, Kaido here probably wins him the game, but he is low on life, so we will be able to be aggressive on him. He has their back up though, but yeah, we will see what he will do. Kaido also drops him a card, so we're gonna to 8. No, I don't think Kaido. Okay, so he's going for 7 at lead, so he will not have Kaido. So if he drops the... Oh, right, I forgot he can mill. Okay, so I should have thought about it. So maybe Black Hole would have been better if he would have milled something good. So we're going to take. So if we take double here, we will still have the teach next turn. Okay, so he is going to concede. So looking at his hand, he would be able to play Moria. But I don't think it would matter. So looking at the rest of his hand, it's not that good, so it would just be in counter. So I think in the end we would have won this game too, and also we're getting Shockwave when we take it, so we could kill the Rebecca, which is the benefit of playing more good triggers. So we are probably going to try to get another game, and then that will be it for this video. So we are not going to try to play against Mr. Nut again. So we have this guy. Pirate 158. Shout out to him. Yeah, so we get the option to go second here, but I think we're going to go first. Oh wait, we went first the first game, so we never went second against him, so we're going to do it just to show. This is a good hand. So we have the Burgess. Docus does not really matter, but we have Laboon and Lafitte, so 3 of the cards we're looking for in this matchup. So here we could actually go Docu and try to bait him to kill it, and then we will go for Augur or Burgess, and the turn after that we're going to Lafitte and going to try to find the Liberation or another Burgess, and hopefully he's going to take the bait. I think if you play Lucci, there are arguments to just leave the Docu, and in the mirror I usually want to leave the Docu too, because if you kill it he just draws a card, and yeah, okay, so he's going to attack it. Maybe he needs to protect something. So in this case we got rid of one of the smaller bodies and we got a cycle. So he's going Spandin just to put out bodies. I think it's a completely fine play by him, because you need bodies in this matchup. So we are dropping the Burgess and we are going to pass. So for the next turn we have Lafitte and we are going to look for another Burgess, or we are going to try to find the Liberation so we can kill his Jack play. So he's going 6 and probably dropping Lucci. We're going to take. We find the finger gun here. We are going to do it just to get more cards for Burgess, and he's going for a Kaku. So first of all we're going to go Lafitte. We will take a teach, so we have one. So we will not have a direct answer to Yak, I think, here, but it is fine. So we could actually go for pistol on Kaku, or we could go for this is my era begins, to try to find the Liberation. The best thing here I think is to answer the Kaku, so because he's going to go 2 5s and then Jack, and we're going to throw, yeah, so we are going to pistol it, then we're going 5 at lead, and also this yields more cards for our Burgess here, and we have double Shockwave. Maybe one will come up in this game, but I don't think so. So he's going 5 at lead and he's going to drop a Jack. We will take to dig even deeper for the Liberation. We will find the Augur, and here comes the Jack, and we do not have an answer right now, sadly. We could actually attack it hard with the Burgess. That's an answer. So if we go for This Is My Age, we will get 11 cards in the grave, and then we can trash one with leader and he will be 8. Then we can swing hard on the Jack, and then if he's going to swing hard at the Burgess, we could actually also keep 2 dons up for the Shockwave. So we are going to start with it, and we will find the Burgess. Nice. So we are going to drop a shockwave here, so it's an 8. So if we go for, okay, so it's not the best number to do, but if we go 5, he will most likely pitch a 1k here. Okay, he's pitching a 2k. Now there's even more arguments to just do this. We could also go for 9 at lead, drop a Burgess, and have a shockwave up to protect 1. And if he goes for a Kaido, he will actually kill one of them, and then we... Yeah, no, I want to kill the Yak here. And yeah, if he dons up and tries to kill the Burgess, it's completely fine by us, because then he's not going to establish a board, so we can go for Burgess, Augur, and attack 6, and then for next turn we can drop Teach. But we are... Okay, so he's already on the black card, so we can just pass here, so we don't get Moriad. Just going 5 at lead and probably doing a Kaido here. We are going to throw, because the only way we lose if we go too low on life. So just going for the Kaido, killing the Burgess, and we are going to drop the Shockwave. So next turn, okay, so there's 2 ways to play this. We could go for Lafitte and try to find another Burgess to get out 2. But if we don't find it, our turn is kinda lackluster. So I think the best way is to go 5 and drop the Teach, so we can use the Lafitte the turn after. And we get value from Teach anyway. So we do this, and then we go into trash. So if you find the finger gun Laboon actually is good. So I think it's better than Augur in this case. So we are going to throw the Augur. Yeah, we are in kind of a good spot. The only way we lose if he has another... Okay, so he has another Kaido. Unfortunate for us. So we are going to drop the Laboon. So this game actually became interesting now. So I think we will take... No, if we take, then he can go for lethal next turn. So we have to throw a stronger, and then we will pray that we find another Burgess with Lafitte. And we will find another Burgess. So we're going to 5 at lead. Hopefully he will take, because then we can kill next turn. Okay, so he's going to take, so we will go for double Burgess. Go leader, we'll pass, and hopefully it does not have blockers. So I think if we lose this, either if we lose or win, I think this is a good lesson against this deck. So this is how you lose against Lucci. If he gets to answer your... Okay, so he's going to attack 9, and we'll find a Tempest Kick Sky Slicer. So he's going 7 at leader, and he will have 2 done up. So what he could do is actually to go for blockers here. So if he has double blockers, it's kind of cringe. So we probably want to be at 1 life. If we find a Teach, we can pin 1 and then maybe attack on this. Yes, we are going to do this. So when he attacks face and puts up the blockers, we will have a chance to stay alive. So we'll find the Mayra begins. Good, so pump the birds even more, and we'll take a stronger, because it's the best 2k out of them. So he's just going Moria and then going to pass. So mathematically, I think we have game here. Yeah, so we can pump the Burgess even more. Okay, so if we go for how can we mathematically win this? So in the worst case scenario, it's 4 2Ks, and then he can go up to... Math is not my strongest side. 13, so no, but if we go for 11, 13, 15, if we go 12, 13, 14, I think it's okay, wait, so we have to... Okay, this is 12, so 13, 14... Yeah, I think going like... in Sweden we call it stege, it's ladder in English. So we're going up a ladder with the 12, 13, 14. If he can guard this, then good for him. So he's going to get a trigger here. it's nice for us to see because it's not a counter card. So we're going 13, and then we actually go 14. Yeah, okay, I thought it would be 15, but so he can go up to 12. So she could have went, okay, maybe, no, maybe he had 11 at max, so, or maybe he had 12 at max, so we did the correct play to, no, he could not have, so he mostly had 11. So yeah, the 11 play also would have won. Yeah, so we actually won this game because we got rewarded for the last turn and that we countered out to the attack. But if we would not, this is kind of how you lose against this deck, so be careful. This card is good against you. But yeah, so this is it for the video. Thanks a lot for watching if you're sticking here. I'm going to do this YouTube meta thing now. I think like only 14% of you are subscribed, so please click the subscribe button if you think I'm good at the game, or you maybe think I'm handsome, or maybe I can give you a good pasta recipe. If you do it, just DM me. And I have been doing some coaching now. I think it has been going well, so just shoot a DM at me on Twitter or X, AbbsterTCG, and same on Discord, and we could set something up. But once again, thanks a lot for watching. Also, one thing is I'm going to try to make some fun content, and I want to hear what you want me to do, because I can only do so much Blackbeard games and Blackbeard guides and how I play. So I'm going to look to do some deck profiles with some people locally maybe. I'm going to try to do play some fun decks, and maybe just do some theory videos about the game. But in the end, thanks a lot for watching, guys. You are the best, and remember to Tempest kick your Sky Slicer. See you in the next one.